Hi, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I like to talk about practical ways and little things that we can do today in order to feel more positive and happy in our everyday life. And today I wanted to talk about how to convince yourself to keep going towards your goals, or how to keep going towards your plans when you're not feeling motivated or inspired, or when you're constantly attacked by all those negative thoughts that tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not confident enough, or maybe you are just in general not enough. When I'm attacked with all those negative thoughts, I implement one strategy that consists of 3 steps, and this strategy actually helps me push through these negative thoughts. I also want to talk about positive thinking versus positive acting, and how positive acting can help set us up for success in achieving anything that we want. The reason why I decided to make this video is because I firsthand understand how easy it is to start trusting these thoughts that you are not competent enough, you are not smart enough, you are not good enough, and you are just not enough. It took me half a year to record my first YouTube video. It's because I was always bombarded with the thoughts that I'm not ready yet, I should wait for a better moment to start, I am too tired today. Everyone talks about positive thinking right now. Yeah, sometimes it helps. Sometimes I do try to force myself to think positive, but it doesn't work all the time. But what if you find yourself in the situation where you're constantly attacked by these thoughts and you feel you don't have control over them and you are ready to give up? So if you're interested to know how this shift from positive thinking to positive acting could actually help me start battling these negative thoughts in my head and helped me start and achieve my goals, keep on watching. So before jumping into the 3 steps of how you can actually set yourself up for achieving the goals, I would like to clarify 2 important things. First of all, no matter what we think, we are not our thoughts. We just have to accept this. We are not our thoughts. We can doubt ourselves, we can doubt our life, we cannot like something about us, but at the end of the day, these are just our thoughts. They have nothing to do with us. And another important thing is that the reality is not our thoughts too. We tend to look at things subjectively. We are biased, we are influenced by the society, we are influenced by our friends and family, by our hormones, by our mood, by the weather, by 100 different things. And our mind obviously tends to interpret these things that happen to us in real life based on the context that we are right now. That being said, what do we actually do in order to push through these negative thoughts and start achieving our goal? So here's my 3 steps that I try to implement as much as possible. Step number 1, we have to accept the truth. And the truth is, we are not what we think, we are what we do. So if we have these negative thoughts in our head, we are not trying to talk ourselves out of them. We will lose this battle anyway. Our mind is too powerful to let this happen. What we do instead, we act despite these thoughts. We have this ability to do this. For example, every morning you wake up to go to work with the alarm clock. You don't want to set your alarm clock and you don't want to get up with the alarm clock, but you still do. You don't want to go to work, but you still do go to work. Basically, it means that we know how to battle these negative thoughts when we feel like we don't have the choice. So now we just have to do it when we do have this choice. Aristotle once said, we become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. So we are not sitting and waiting till we feel brave to do something brave. We just do it. We change our life by our acts, not by thinking about our acts. If you keep acting despite your thoughts, your actions will finally start influencing the way you're thinking, and this will form a new habit of thinking. Next time when you have negative thoughts, just keep acting. And to make it easier, remind yourself that doing something is way better than doing nothing. Step number 2, look back and assess what you have already achieved. It can be anything. You ran a marathon, you got married, you bought a house, you moved to a different country. Anything. How did you do this? Did you do all those things just because you was sitting and thinking about them? Or did you actually achieve them because you was acting? I'm pretty sure in many situations we just one day decided to step out of the comfort zone and we just did it. Our achievements are born out of discomfort and self-doubt. We push for them. We still do. We still go, we act, and we achieve the things that we want in life. Our mind in its turn is constantly trying to persuade us that maybe it's not that good of an idea. And it makes sense because the main function of our mind is to protect us. Our mind doesn't want us to be in an uncomfortable or scary or risky situation. That's why it keeps sending us these thoughts. Don't go there, don't do this, you are not ready, maybe wait a moment, maybe stay at home and sit on the couch and read a book and do nothing about your life. Maybe it's too complicated. Maybe it's not the right time. I did have those thoughts before I decided to move to a different country halfway across the world. I also did have these thoughts when I was fighting my anxiety and I didn't want to step outside, or I didn't even want to get out of my bed in the morning. Sometimes it is possible to overcome the thoughts just by practicing positive thinking. But sometimes they are just too much and they are unbearable. Just be stubborn. Be stubborn and push through them. Don't give up. Remember, doing something is way better than doing nothing. Step number 3, be aware of your expectations. We all depend on our expectations. When we create a goal in our mind, we immediately create the end result as well. And when this end result doesn't match our expectations, we are ready to give up. Even the best of our ideas crash because of that. How can we know if we have the expectations? If you feel disappointed, angry, mad, anxious, sad, upset, then most likely you do have expectations. If you feel out of place, it means that your expectations didn't meet the reality. Basically, we can say that all the pain that we have in life is the result of our expectations. How would we feel if we didn't have expectations? If we were not worrying about the future and we were not too concerned about the past, we would be happy. We would be just living in the present moment and enjoying doing these tiny little steps, one at a time, in order to achieve the goal. Basically, getting rid of the expectations means not to focus that much on the end goal, but to focus more on these tiny little steps that we do along the way. Obviously, it is unrealistic to get rid of all the expectations, but what we can do, we can acknowledge them. Just draw your attention towards something that you do at this very moment. So one step at a time, little things that make you happy right now at this point. So these are my 3 steps that I try to do in order to convince myself to push through the negative thoughts and convince myself to go towards my goals or my plans, whatever they are. I am obviously not perfect at this and there is a long way to go, but I try to remind myself of these steps every single day. Every time I have a self-doubt, every time I think I'm not enough, I always remind myself what I have already achieved by doing one step at a time. And again, these steps help me overcome my anxiety and daily life stress. These steps help me overcome immigration to a different country with a different language and a different culture. And these steps can help you as well. My only suggestion is to not wait for the perfect moment to start implementing the steps. Just do it right now. Think about, list all the goals or all the plans that you want to achieve and start doing tiny little steps. And push through the thoughts. Yes, you will think that maybe you should postpone this for a while, or maybe you are not ready for this thing yet. Do not trust this. You are ready. This is your time, this is your moment, and you are ready to act right here and right now. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found this information useful. In case you did, please comment down below. I'm curious to know what you personally do in order to achieve the goals that you have and how you battle the negative thoughts. That being said, I hope you have a positive day, a positive week, and a positive life, and I'll talk to you soon.